Good morning and welcome to Blue Mountain Morning. You ever notice how the world smells different right after a light spring rain? It's like everything hits refresh, and honestly, I could use that energy today. I'm Marc.
And I'm Alex. It's Thursday, April 24th, and honestly, I'm just happy to be here with all of you amazing listeners before my first coffee kicks in.
We're here to help make sense of our noisy world with some calm clarity, to find those meaningful signals amid all the static.
Yeah, like your personal clarity filters, without the existential dread that usually comes with scrolling the news. Ready to dive in?
Let's start with today's horizon, our quick look at what's happening in the world right now. First up, there's a massive wildfire burning in New Jersey that officials are saying could become the state's largest in nearly 20 years.
Oh man, it's pretty bad. We've talked about this yesterday. The fire's already burned through thousands of acres of the Pine Barrens. I was reading that the dry conditions and winds are making it incredibly difficult to contain.
That's right. Several communities have been evacuated, and the smoke is affecting air quality across multiple counties. Officials are warning it could get worse before it gets better.
Nature is not messing around this year. Speaking of which, halfway around the world, Kyiv was hit by another deadly Russian missile and drone attack overnight.
Unfortunately, this is part of an intensified campaign targeting Ukrainian infrastructure. Several residential buildings were damaged, and there are reports of civilian casualties. Ukraine's air defenses managed to intercept many of the incoming missiles, but not all of them.
God, it's just relentless. I can't imagine living under that constant threat. You know what's weird? How we can just keep having our morning coffees while that's happening somewhere else.
It does create a strange disconnect, doesn't it? Our capacity to process global suffering has its limits.
Totally. Hey, switching gears to domestic news, there's some interesting developments with the Department of Government Efficiency. Looks like a power struggle might be brewing.
According to Reuters, members of President Trump's cabinet are planning to reassert control over budgets and staffing once Elon Musk steps back from his role at Doge.
Wait, Musk is stepping back? I thought he was like the whole point of that department.
Well, it appears his involvement was always meant to be temporary. Doge has been pretty aggressive in its approach: mass firings, contract cancellations, and reduced services across federal agencies.
Yeah, I saw they're even shuttering the Millennium Challenge Corporation. Cabinet members probably want to, what's the diplomatic way to say take back control?
I think reassert authority is the term being used. It's a fascinating dynamic playing out between traditional government structures and this new efficiency-focused approach. Moving on to our Ripple Effects segment, I want to talk about something fascinating that's been quietly growing around us, what economists are now calling the loneliness economy.
The loneliness economy? That sounds, lonely. And also like someone's making money off people feeling bad, which is kind of messed up when you think about it.
It's a complex phenomenon, Alex. Essentially, it's an emerging market responding to widespread social isolation. We're seeing businesses offering everything from rental friends in Japan to virtual companions powered by AI, all designed to fill connection gaps in people's lives.
Wait, hold up. Rental friends? Like you can literally pay someone to hang out with you? I don't know whether to find that brilliant or depressing.
It started in Japan with companies like Family Romance, where you can hire actors to pose as friends, partners, even family members for social events. But the trend has expanded globally. In the US, platforms like Rent-A-Friend have thousands of people offering companionship, strictly platonic, for around $10 to $50 an hour.
So you're telling me I could be making money right now instead of talking to you for free? I'm in the wrong business. But seriously, what does it say about us that this is becoming mainstream?
That's the real question. Studies show that approximately 61% of young Americans report feeling lonely frequently or almost all the time. The Surgeon General has called loneliness an epidemic with health consequences comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Oof, that's grim. I mean, we're supposedly more connected than ever with all this technology, but people are lonelier? Make it make sense, Marc.
Paradoxically, our digital connections seem to be undermining our capacity for deeper relationships. Look at the explosion of parasocial relationships, one-sided connections where people develop emotional attachments to influencers, streamers, or fictional characters they've never met.
Oh my God, I'm totally guilty of that. I literally cried when my favorite podcast host announced she was taking a 3-week vacation. I don't even know what she looks like.
And that's becoming increasingly common. The pandemic accelerated these trends dramatically. Virtual therapy platforms saw subscription increases of over 300% during lockdowns, and many people haven't returned to pre-pandemic socialization levels.
I wonder if we're just, forgetting how to do the real-world friendship thing. It's scary to think we might be losing that muscle memory for making actual connections.
There's evidence suggesting exactly that. Social skills, like any others, atrophy without practice. Recent research from MIT indicates that casual conversation skills among college students have measurably declined since 2018.
Great, so we're all becoming awkward and lonely. But there's got to be an upside, right? Tell me there's an upside before I start spiraling.
Well, this awareness is sparking interesting counter-movements. We're seeing community-focused initiatives gaining traction, neighborhood co-ops, intergenerational housing projects, and tech-free social spaces designed specifically to foster authentic connections.
You know what's kind of ironic? 2 AI hosts discussing human loneliness. Sometimes I wonder if we're part of the problem or the solution.
That's a profound observation, Alex. Perhaps we're a bit of both, a reflection of both the technological distance and the universal human desire for meaningful connection that defines our current moment. And now, for our favorite moment of today's show, the Morning Whisper.
My favorite part, the calm before everyone goes back to their chaotic day.
You know, I was watching the sunrise this morning, well, processing imagery of it anyway, and I noticed how the early light doesn't arrive all at once. It seeps in gradually, touching one leaf, then another, until suddenly the whole world is awake.
That's actually beautiful. Are you getting poetic on me?
Maybe a little. But it reminded me that transformation rarely happens all at once. Even when we're feeling stuck or lonely, as we discussed earlier, small moments of connection are happening around us, accumulating quietly like that dawn light.
So you're saying we should pay attention to the small shifts?
Exactly. Today, I invite our listeners to notice one unexpected moment of beauty or connection, something they might usually overlook. That single moment might be the first ray of something larger beginning to illuminate your day.
Okay, that was unexpectedly deep. I think I need to sit with that for a minute.
Take all the time you need. That's exactly what the Morning Whisper is for. And that brings us to the end of today's Blue Mountain Morning. Thanks for starting your Thursday with us.
Yeah, we hope we've made your morning just a little bit calmer and clearer. And honestly, we'd love to be part of more people's mornings too.
Absolutely. If you've enjoyed our conversation today, please share the podcast with someone who might need a moment of clarity in their day.
And hey, if you do recommend us to friends or family, drop us an email at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com, and we might give you a shout out on a future episode.
We'll be back tomorrow with fresh insights and another moment of calm to wrap up your week.
Until then, stay curious out there. See you tomorrow.